Far right held their rally across Australia, and in Melbourne and Adelaide there was violence. That's not a surprise. It's not even shocking. It's just exactly what was going to happen, and we knew it was going to happen. There was a few things, however, that needed to be pointed out. One is in Melbourne in particular, where were the police? The police in Sydney made sure the different protests were segregated and it was a peaceful event. In Melbourne, however, they allowed the two groups to get together, and then with the far right, as always, violence ensued. And why do I say with the far right? It's not a both sides thing. The pro-Palestinian movements have been protesting for 2 years now, and on the whole, it's been completely peaceful and safe for almost everyone. Everyone, women, children, old, the young. It's been safe. And when there has been violence, it's always been coming from Zionists and agitators and the police. But on the whole, the 2 years of protest on a weekly basis in Melbourne has been peaceful. The far right turn up, and they turn up with their Australian First, Stop Immigration banners, and within moments there's violence. The picture you see here is actually one of the moments where I'm not sure how to stop that violence. Avi Yemeni, a harasser of hairdressers and the innocent public and anti-genocide campaigners, a Zionist, hardcore Zionist and a pro-Israeli scumbag, went into the far right. And we all know there's links between Zionists and the far right. But this time, they beat him up and he's security. So I suppose there is some silver linings. But once we move on, we have to really look at that rise of the far right and how dangerous it is. What they're going to do is they're going to find the most minute grievances and start exploiting that. They don't like trans people, they don't like black people. They're going to be talking about a European culture as if that's a thing, as if the French aren't completely different from the Polish, as if the Polish aren't completely different to the Spanish, as if the Spanish aren't completely different to the Norwegians. But they're going to be talking about a white culture, whatever that means. They're also going to be talking about an indigenous culture, and they're going to be referring to themselves as indigenous. Shock, horror, the amount of mental gymnastics it takes to be a far-right Nazi is almost as much as it takes to be a Zionist. And these guys then also went and attacked Camp Sovereignty, a indigenous burial ground where local Aboriginal people and their supporters decided to set up a vigil, and it's been a year long, peaceful, no complaints, no harassment, just really indicating that this was a burial site for their elders. And the far right turned up and once again, get this, went to the Aboriginal people, the natives of this country, the indigenous people of this country, and attacked. Now, we're not expecting much more, but what I am expecting more is from the police and our institutions and understanding, and we should understand why they didn't protect us.